Welcome to Ek Samvaad at Arunima Ankuran. On the occasion of Basant Panchami, we are having a conversation to celebrate those who gift knowledge to the children of the world, teachers. Our special guest today is Mrs. Pushpa Anand, MA English Literature. She is a teacher at Saraswati Vidyalaya, Nagar, Nagpur. Arunima Ankuran is an initiative for positive social change through self-development. The goal is greater well-being and happiness for all. At Arunima Ankuran, we believe that each person is unique and special in some way, and we celebrate that difference. That keeps inspiring us every day. Basant Panchami or Saraswati Puja marks the onset of the spring season and is a day to celebrate Goddess Saraswati, the goddess of knowledge, music, art, speech, wisdom. And today we have a blessed daughter of Saraswati, Mrs. Pushpa Anand, with us. So we are going to have a conversation with her. Welcome to Ek Samvaad, ma'am. And thank you so much for being here.
Namaskar, ma'am.
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
I am Mrs. Pushpa Anand, and I'm so grateful and thankful to you, ma'am, for having invited me today to talk. I did have few tragedies in my life, but I never looked back, and somehow I surged ahead with Ma Saraswati's Krupa and her blessings. We are doing very well. Before I start off anything, Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha and Ma Saraswati Ko Pranam. And all the teachers of the world, all the women of the world, everyone who really are in thirst and in quench of knowledge, my humble namaskars to everyone. And let me begin by telling that I am a voracious reader. I love reading, I like writing, I love singing, and I also like dancing because that's celebrating life. Life is too short to have any complaints. So as long as you live your passion. So I love to connect to students. Students are my oxygen. Without them, I have no school and no purpose of living. So, however, and how happy I am, the entire credit goes to all my students. They keep me happy the whole day. So, that happiness itself is enough for me to go about and surge ahead with all the blessings. So, ma'am, any questions on your side? Please go ahead. Thank you for this great golden opportunity. Thanks a lot.
It's absolutely a pleasure, ma'am. And I'm sure your students find a lot of happiness because they have a teacher like you. So, tell
Yeah,
us a
thank
little
you.
bit about what Basant Panchami means to you, and if there is something that you'd like
Yeah.
to share.
Sure, sure. I'll tell you very frankly, today in the staff room in the evening itself, we all teachers decided that we are going to clad ourselves tomorrow in yellow saris and come to school. We made yellow compulsory. And I'll tell you, yellow is associated with Basant Panchami because the mustard fields sprout and then there are a lot of mustard flowers which are yellow in color. It's oncoming of the spring season. Panchami, Basant Panchami, spring. And spring itself, as Shakespeare said in his poem, that a springing means coming to life. So this is a time when life blooms on the earth. It's so colorful. And very soon there's going to be the holy festival associated with Basant Panchami. So, but Basant Panchami, yellow color has got a lot of significance because yellow symbolizes knowledge. So on this day, even in Bengal, almost all the ladies they clad themselves in yellow saris and they offer yellow colored sweets to each other. Everything is yellow because yellow symbolizes this oncoming of the spring season and enjoyment and happiness, chirping of birds and everything. So nature clads herself in yellow, in fact. So now there is a small story behind this. The legend says that Kalidas ji was a very great poet, and he was not a born poet. Actually, he got the blessing from Mother Kali. That is why he became Kalidas. But when he got married, like every husband and wife fight, he had a fight with his wife, and he became so frustrated that he said that this is going to be the end of my life because his wife walked away. She left him. Then he said that there is no meaning in living, so he went to the river and he wanted to commit suicide and he plunged into the waters of the river. Immediately, Ma Saraswati, she appeared and she said, Kalidasa, this is not the way. Instead of plunging and ending your life, why don't you have your bath and come out of it? I am blessing you with lot of knowledge. And when he really came out of that, he got a vision. And when he took his bath and when he came out of the river, he was a changed person. He became a poet from that day. And that was the day of Basant Panchami. So it is said that on Basant Panchami, where we celebrate Goddess Saraswati, knowledge abounds in all of us. That is why the celebration of Basant Panchami. Ma Saraswati ko pranam. And this is the small story behind that I shared with all of you. Thank you.
Wonderful,
This is Basant
wonderful.
Panchami.
And coming from a teacher
Yeah.
who's so brilliant
Yes.
and passionate about teaching, it's beautiful, ma'am. So, if you
Yes.
could
Yeah.
ask
I,
Ma Saraswati for two boons, what would you ask for?
Yeah, and if she appears to me in Saraswati Vidyalaya and she says, I'm very pleased with your Basant Panchami celebrations, and today I'm going to give you two boons. The first boon I would ask Ma Saraswati is, Ma, please finish off with this pandemic and let my school bubble with all the students coming inside. There are no chirping birds inside my school. The building looks beautiful, but what should I do with the building when there are no chirping birds inside? I want each and every student to be healthy, come back to a school, and there should be a lot of noise in the school
Hmm,
because we are missing that noise now. Once upon a time we used to say don't make noise, but now we want to say make noise, come back, come
hmm,
back. So I the first boon would be, Ma, please bring all those children back. We want everyone, not in parts. We want the whole school to function. And the second boon will be, Ma, no other pandemic anymore. These are the only two boons I will ask her. One, you please bring back our children. And second,
hmm.
no more pandemic of this sort. Let us continue peacefully teaching and enjoying. These are the only two boons presently in my mind that I would ask Ma Saraswati. I want my school to be full of bubbling children, right from nursery to 12th standard. We want all our lovely students back, our teachers back. So on the Basant Panchami, on the eve of Basant Panchami, rather, I would say that please bless us with lot of health, prosperity, good education. And I'm wishing this for all in the world, including you, ma'am, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you.
Uh,
Thank you.
so, Pushpa, ma'am, you are a teacher by choice. You chose to become a teacher. What is it about teaching that motivates you, that inspires you, and keeps you going?
A very good question, ma'am. Thanks for this question. Excellent question. One thing is what motivates me to teach is I had always been an admirer of my English teacher, teacher of English language in our school. She was Mrs. Mahalakshmi. And when she was on the other side, when we were on the bench and when she was on the table on the other side near the blackboard, the way she carried herself, the way she taught, and she said that uh, all professions are very good. You take any profession, they are all very good. But teacher's profession is above all that because wherever you go, at whichever age, whichever place,
Hmm,
any student, even if he has grown up, he will definitely bend in front of you and say, good evening, ma'am, good morning, ma'am. And this is the pleasure that we enjoy, that wherever we go, whether it's a marketplace, whether it's a super bazaar, whether it's a mall, or it's a railway station, or it's an airport, we have our students everywhere spreading their love and affection towards us. So I think the most noble profession is being a teacher. So that dialogue of hers in 10th standard farewell, it's really, it caught my attention. I thought that if I'm going to be someone in my life, I'm going to be a teacher, and that to a school teacher. And I'm enjoying, since then, I'm enjoying this profession, ma'am. And it is so lovely. Every day is a new day. You begin every day with a new question, and the evening again has a question to look back in the morning. So there is a lot of questions in this, some answered and some trying to be answered. So this profession is excellent for me. I'm enjoying it. I'm trying to be a good teacher. Still, I'm trying. I'm not yet a good teacher. Like this, miles to go before I sleep. So
hmm.
I'm still learning with my students. It's not teaching, it's learning from them. So every day is a learning for me. So
Wow,
that's why I love this profession. I love to learn. Yeah, every day.
that's lovely.
This
Lovely.
is my answer for your question. So many tragedies also we have faced we have faced, and we have tried to come out along with our students. Like some students suddenly they come out with the problem of, ma'am, there's a lot of financial stress at my home, so I'll not be able to pay the fees. And ma'am, can you please help me in some way? Or we have some students coming and telling, ma'am, today my mom and dad had a big fight, so mom left home and we are feeling depressed. And we have so many types of problems coming to us every day, but we see to it that that problem is solved immediately. Even we go to the extent of visiting their homes, visiting their parents and talking to them, and we have seen families getting united again also. So this is a satisfaction for us when students come and share with us like parents. They
Hmm.
come to us and they say, ma'am, can I speak? a few words with you. I have a secret to share with you. So that's
Mhm.
really brilliant when we are able to help them out, because someday somewhere we were helped, and today we are feeling so nice to help others. It's a goodwill that passes on. So that's one more thing that I enjoy in this teaching.
So, as a teacher, ma'am, what is your philosophy of teaching?
The philosophy of teaching in, like for me, in one line is, you don't teach. Actually, you don't teach at all. You are just experiencing the divine. For me, that's philosophy. It's not teaching, it's experiencing the divine every day. Whatever I speak is the lesson of that day. Whatever I speak may become a proverb, may become a motivation to someone, or maybe someone is speaking from the other side and that I am picking up and that becomes a proverb to me. So, my philosophy for teaching is, you never teach, you just keep on experiencing the divine. So, for me, it's a divine experience every day. Every day. I can give you n number of examples for this, that how I'm going to actually justify this statement that teaching is divine. Because somewhere or the other, when a child comes and shares some experience, and we think that this happened in my house also. So if this child is able to face this so lovingly and so smilingly at this age, why am I not able to do that? Then I come back home and I get a lesson from that child. So usually we people think that we elders and we teachers are giving them lessons, but sometimes a child unknowingly gives you a great lesson and runs off in the corridor, and that becomes your life lesson when you come home. So this is an interaction I love in teaching. I come home and I churn upon those things. I like to go back to my school corridor and recollect the day. Did I learn anything from any child today? Yes, I do learn. Some or the other child comes in a divine way and gives the answers to my problems, and my problem is solved. And again, I'm smiling happily. So the smile on my face is all the credit to my students. They make me smile. They give me the solutions to so many problems. I feel that I have faced the biggest tragedy in my life. But when I look at my students and when they share and still they are able to smile, I feel that mine is just only a speck and their problem is greater than mine. When I realize this, life becomes so beautiful for me to live again. So for me, my philosophy of life is just experience the divine every day. Keep teaching, keep learning, and experience the divine. That's it.
Wow, that's so
That's
beautiful.
the thing.
Lovely.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
what is
We
it
must,
that makes,
yeah, we must help our students.
yes, what is it that makes you
Yeah, what
this
is
positive person? You're so positive, so resilient. And how do you share this with other people?
actually this positivism doesn't come in a day, ma'am. There are so many things in life that moves like a, just like a movie, na, one after the other. The scenes keep on moving. So to share frankly, in my life also, I did face a big tragedy. My husband met with an accident, a road accident, and it was terrible loss for the entire family. I had two daughters, and at that time I was working in the school. You won't believe, ma'am, I don't hesitate to share this experience with you. It was the 13th day of my husband. We all have some pujas on that day, some ceremonies on that day. So after the 13th day program, the captain of the school, he was my student, he was from my section, and he came home in the evening and he looked at me. He saw that I was clad in a white sari and I had put a very small black bindi, a very small one. Ma'am, please listen to this experience. It will tell you how life goes on and how I'm able to smile back again. So there was just one speck of a black tickly on my forehead, and I was wearing no ornaments, and I was simply sitting on the sofa, and there were tears in my eyes. This captain of the school, he came along with 14 of his friends, and he said, he called me Ma on that day. He didn't call me ma'am. He came and said, a slight difference. Today I'm going to call you Ma. I really had goosebumps. He said, Ma, I have come to you today because tomorrow you're going to join school. I heard. I said, yes, I'm joining. I'm trying to join rather. I'm trying to gain the guts to join and teach you all back again, although I'm not able to do it. He said, Ma, but I have a request. I said, what? He said, take me to your wardrobe. He said, take me to your wardrobe. So I brought him to my wardrobe in the bedroom, and he said, now open this. And when I opened that, he said, see how many colorful saris you have in your wardrobe. Some are red, some are yellow, some are green, and everything is like a rainbow. So I don't understand why you're clad in white. And we students, we never have the habit of seeing our Pushpa Anand ma'am clad in a white or putting a small black bindi. You have always been our Ma Saraswati, our Ma Mahalakshmi, full of ornaments and bangles and beautiful bindi. We like you to be the same. You remember you taught us Raja Ram Mohan Roy, and you said that he was the pioneer who brought about a great change by allowing the widow remarriage and allowing the girl to be a girl. When you could teach such big lessons to us, why are you going back to this traditional way of living? I will see you tomorrow morning in the assembly, and I want my original Pushpama. He said this and went away. So the next day, he came home again in the morning, and he saw to it that I was clad in a good dress. He took me to the assembly, and he took the assembly on that day on mic and said that Pushpa ma'am is back to the school. Let's clap for her and welcome her with a joyful heart, and let her not feel the tragedy anymore. And that was the last day, ma'am. I smiled. I'm smiling still. See, sometimes our lessons that we teach to children, the children give it back to us. So, if the question that you asked, how are you be able to be so positive, so smiling, and you're able to spread this positivism? It's all our own students. Whatever we taught them, they gave back to me. And when they gave it back to me, I felt that my lesson is taught. And then I started listening to them like a child. So I lived my childhood again with the school captain, and this is the most unforgettable experience in my life. And from that day, I resolved that if anyone is like me, I'm going to be a support to them, and I'm going to motivate them that life still goes on. Come on, buck up, never lose your smile. That is the only thing that God has given you as an ornament. 100 ornaments, and without a smile, you look dull. So, smile is the best ornament. That day, I realized that. And from that day, ma'am, I'm a happy soul. That's it. That's the answer to your
Stay
question.
blessed,
This
ma'am.
is how I'm ever smiling.
Beautiful, wonderful.
I owe my life to all my students. They have my school, my students. Being a teacher itself is a pleasant journey, ma'am. Being a teacher is the best journey. I have enjoyed my journey as a teacher with my students. And students, they are the world. Like wherever you go, you will meet them in some or the other form.
Hmm,
They say that God comes in different forms, but for me, a student comes always in the form of God. He has
hmm,
always helped me. I've experienced this. I've written n number of articles on this. That how I was strangulated on the bus stop on one fine day at 12 o'clock in the night. And the Prasanna bus wouldn't come. And how two of my students like Ram and Lakshman at 12:30 in the night, why did they come there? I don't know. I still remember their names, Sagar and Sanket. They
hmm, hmm,
came that day,
hmm,
Sagar and Sanket. It's way back, but I remember the names. See. And they came to the bus stop,
hmm.
and they saw to it that I boarded the bus at 1 o'clock in the night. They brought me the water bottle, they brought me the chips, and they said, ma'am, safe journey to you. Go to Nagpur, and after going, please call us back. Don't worry. They stayed there, ma'am. Now just imagine at 10:30 in the night, from 10:30 to 1, a lady alone in the bus stop and heavy rains. Why should someone, two children from Saraswati come to Pune bus stop? Will you ever imagine that from Nagpur Saraswati Vidyalaya, two children are going to come to Pune bus stop to protect me on that day and see that I am going safe? Then what is this? This is nothing but what I believe, that it is divine. Something is divine with our students, and we are being helped. It's reciprocation like that. So I enjoy that. I've seen this man, n number of experience. So that gives me the smile on my face. On Basant Panchami, I would love to bless all those students and all the teachers all over the world that, this is a divine relationship, and it has to continue like that. Yeah.
You're truly a blessed daughter of Ma Saraswati, ma'am. And
Ma Saraswati. Ma Saraswati.
not a
We are all,
surprise.
man. Even you. Even you are a blessed daughter of Ma Saraswati. I have always admired your articles, your writings, your way of connecting to people, your softness. I've always admired that. You are also a blessed daughter of Ma Saraswati.
Thank you,
There are
ma'am.
so
Thank
many
you.
people I've got connected to. Yeah, lovely. So it's been a wonderful journey with you. asking me so many questions. I'm enjoying this interview, and it is so nice to talk about my experiences, sharing it with you. It's
Yes, ma'am.
lovely. It's really a beautiful evening for me, unforgettable. An unforgettable evening for me with your organization. May it grow and glow.
Thank you,
Any
ma'am.
any good work, yeah, any good work, it has to glow. So
Mm,
definitely, I'm with you, ma'am. For any help, please remember me.
sure, ma'am. So much.
Yeah,
Uh, so, ma'am,
yeah,
let's also talk a little bit about, sometimes as a teacher, you might find that students are very resistant. They're not willing to learn. Some of them are, very uninterested. With your passion and your level of energy, what is it that you do to help such children to study?
yeah. Very nice question, ma'am. I have two, three students like this in my class, not many, but those two, three are enough for me, because when the principal or the management asks me the question, it is
Mm,
always said that if you have a 60 students in your class, if 57 of them are passing,
mm.
the question will be why three have failed, isn't it? They will not be happy with 57 passing. The question will be why the three have failed. So these three are always my dears. I'll not bother about the 57, because they are going to do anyway. Now my concentration is on these three people, isn't it? What to do so that I could motivate them? They would never learn. For them, everything is boring. History civics period is boring. Learning history civics is boring. Learning question answers. They have got what you say in Hindi. उनके पास हर चीज का बहाना होता है. वो बोलेंगे why you didn't learn. They have a bahana. They will say, मैम मैं कल पढ़ लूंगा, मैम मैं आज कंप्लीट कर लूंगा, मैम देखना मैं प्रॉमिस करता हूँ, मैम मेरी तबीयत ठीक नहीं थी. So there are so many excuses, and over the 30 years of experience, we know all the excuses. Thankfully, we know the answer what they are going to give us. पहले ही हमको पता रहता है कि वो आंसर क्या देने वाले हैं. So I never ask them. So the best policy is, don't ask them why you didn't learn. Ask, tell them how to learn. Now what I tell is, I'll call them separately. After the school is over, for 10 minutes I call them separately in the classroom. I take a separate session. I tell them, now how many points are there in the answer? There are 10 points. Now for the 10 points, can't you three learn 5 points? Let them learn 10. Let the 57 learn 10. You three can learn at least 5. You can learn 5 at least, because अब समय आ गया है, पप्पू पास हो गया, आपको पास होना है, ठीक है ना. Now how to take out a way out, उसमें से way out तो निकाले. अभी आप 10 नहीं पढ़ पा रहे, 5 तो पढ़ पाएंगे. हाँ मैम, 5 पढ़ेंगे. So they are very happy with when I cut short the things for them. Everything is like, okay, so many cut short. These points are important. You learn them, you put them. So, and then I'll tell them, I also teach them life, that if you don't study, what will happen. Then I also tell them some small motivational stories. I tell them, they like to see such children. No, ma'am, actually, they are very intelligent. They like to listen to stories. They'll sit and listen to stories. So, one or two stories, motivational, I tell them that this is the motivational story and this is how Steve Jobs did. I talk about Steve Jobs. I'll talk about Kailash Satyarthi ji. ऐसा किसी किसी पर्सनालिटी के बारे में, कलाम जी never had a roof over his head and he became the president of India. कुछ ना कुछ इस प्रकार के जो what you say, give them some lines, so they feel that they are Abdul Kalams, they are Kailash Satyarthi ji, they could also be one. So once that spark is lit, and then I say goodbye, go home, and tomorrow you're going to come back as Kailash Satyarthi ji, Kalam ji, and Steve Jobs. All the three will say yes, done. So the next day they come with the same and they pass now. So what happens is that children na, you need to tell them that tum sab kuch ho. You have got something in you. Come out of it. ऐसा मत सोचो you don't have. There is something in you. Now come on, you have it. Now come on, look into it. Come on, do it. So when we cut short things, when we make things easy, when we explain to them, they understand. But that 15 minutes after school, a teacher should be able to give. If you are able to give that 15 minutes, I think that works wonders for every exam. And touch wood, ma'am, in my subjects, I don't have any failures till today. This is what I do. I motivate them by making things easy for them. When they say now, when things go difficult, you become easy. Things are difficult, but you can become easy, isn't it? There's an antithesis in that. But if you could follow that, when things seem to be difficult, I become easy. So when I become easy, things become easy, isn't it? So although there's an antithesis of difficulty and easy, these things can be solved only by us. So I motivate my students that way. They are happy with stories, motivational quotes, motivational stories, and a little bit of extra love, a little bit of extra care is enough for those naughty children who wouldn't study. These children who don't study are actually naughty and they are hyperactive. So
Hmm.
when you give them that extra push, just like an eagle, it pushes its birdlings, saying that although you are on a height, I know you are going to fly. Because if you don't fly, you will fall down and crash and die on the stone. This is what Papa Eagle tells before it pushes. You know, the eagles, that they push their birdlings when
Hmm.
they come out of the eggs. You know, this Mama and Papa Eagle, they cannot sleep the whole night, man. They don't sleep, it seems, Mama and Papa Eagle. So the Mama and Papa Eagle are worried that next morning before the sunrise, they are going to give a push to those egg, the birdlings. So they are planning how to give that push. So but before pushing, the Papa Eagle gives a motivational lecture to the children,
Hmm.
which we don't understand. And the lecture is, I am going to push you and you are going to fly because this is the push. This is the push. After this, it is either flying or dying.
Hmm.
Now I am giving you the push. And one by one, with its beak, they push the birdlings. Actually, the mama eagle closes her eyes, it seems, when they fly. Papa eagle, he opens his eyes and see, and he consoles mother by saying, "Ud gaye, chinta mat karo, charon ud gaye." So all the four fly, man. So when this eagle can have that much of confidence, can't I have on my birdlings? I just have to give the push, and
Yes.
they
Good.
fly. I
Yes.
believe in all this.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So,
the push. So if the push is given by the teacher,
hmm, hmm,
they
yes.
will do, man. That extra 15 minutes is enough
Hmm,
for them to get motivated. That extra time. You know, there's an extra everywhere in our life.
hmm,
We like that extra pani puri so much. When we eat seven pani puris, we like that extra free pani puri. In
hmm,
fact, when he doesn't give, we ask him, "Bhaiya, wo de dijiye. Wo
hmm,
bahut acha lagta hai, extra." When we are so fond of such a silly thing of a pani puri getting free and extra, extra तो आप जिंदगी में हर जगह दे दीजिए and just see what miracles will be there. I give that extra to my students.
hmm.
That's it.
Beautiful.
And
So, ma'am, in your
yeah.
perspective, what are some of the most important qualities for a teacher to possess?
First quality a teacher should possess is patience. Lot of patience is required
Hmm,
because we are going to get a variety of students. We are not going to get the type of students. We are going to have a variety of them in a class.
hmm,
So first thing, patience. Second, imagination. A lot of imagination counts here.
hmm,
Supposing if a child doesn't want to introduce himself as he is, then I should imagine what he is. So the second quality is imagination for me. First is, I told you, what is the first one I told you? That the teacher
patient,
should be very, very, lot of patience.
patient.
Second, imaginative in her, whatever she does, imagination should be there a lot. And the third most important thing is, I put all the three D's over here.
Hmm,
I put all the three D's in the third: dedication, devotion, and discipline. All the three D's come in the third point. If you're dedicated, if you're devoted to your profession and you're disciplined, no one can challenge your personality. So for me, patience is very important. Imaginative skills, very important. Duty, dedication, and discipline. Enough, ma'am. You are a perfect teacher, according to me. According to me. I don't know about others, but for me, these are the principles I
yes.
follow. Yeah.
Let's look at it from the other perspective. What about the students? In the current scenario, what are some of the things that you think a good student should try to do?
Wow. That's we actually want every student to be perfect. And we are the people in the class who are telling कोणीही सर्वगुण संपन्न नसते. This dialogue. We
Hmm,
will say, sometimes unknowingly we'll say this in Marathi. कोणीही सर्वगुण संपन्न नसते. No one is perfect. We say this. When we teach, na, we tend to, like, go beyond the textbook and
hmm,
out of the box thinking. All these things we are learning in the trainings. So we
mm,
try to adopt that in a class, out of the box thinking and talking something. And we tend to say, no one is perfect. Then the student will say, ma'am, do you say that everyone is imperfect then?
mm,
A smart child will stand up and ask, ma'am, do you say that everyone is imperfect? I said, then I have to change my sentence. I said, no one is perfect. Negative, isn't it? We should never use negative sentences in a class. I
mm,
could have used it by saying that some are perfect and some aren't. But unknowingly, I said no one is perfect. And the child said, ma'am, that means everyone is imperfect. And you keep telling, be perfect in your work, be perfect in your work. How can it be? Because you seem to be, 50-50. आप
mm,
कभी कुछ बोल रहे हो और कभी कुछ बोल रहे हो. देखिए स्मार्ट बच्चे होते हैं आजकल, हम नहीं पूछते थे ऐसे हमारे टीचर्स को. लेकिन
mm,
आजकल बच्चे खड़े होके आपके ही सेंटेंस आपको पूछेंगे. So
mm,
before talking, we have to think what I'm going to throw at my student so that it comes back to me in a positive way. If I'm not going to throw the sentence in a proper way, I know some smart child is going to stand up and he is going to ask me, excuse me, ma'am, I have a question. And very politely, he will put the question, to which I may have to give a poor answer by telling, मैं कल बताऊंगी. I can't do this. For an answer, कल बताऊंगी. We should never do that.
mm,
Being a teacher, the answer should come instantly. So for me, what I expect from the student, the three things, only three qualities are expected again from the student. One is keen observation in the class. They should have a keen observation. They should not, you know, uh, I expect from them, like when I go to the class, I tell them, I never ask the question, how many are sleeping? Many teachers have the habit of asking, how many are sleeping? Say, are they going to say how many are sleeping if they are sleeping? No. So when I enter the class, I say that I am trying to make my subject interesting. And I know even the person who is going to sleep, planning to sleep, will not. So if I say that, then there is a positive response. So the first thing is I expect keen observation from the students, for which I have to throw a lot of questions. How do I know if they are keen or not, they're observing or not? So I have a lot of questions in my bag for them. So after every paragraph, I ask questions, so that, and I ask questions in a way that the child doesn't open the mouth, only he answers, not the child who always answers. I pick up such students, yes, you are going to answer. So they know that in Pushpa ma'am's class, there is no way we can escape. So first
mm,
thing, keen observation. Second, second I expect from the students is, actually here the expectation is not from the students, it is from their parents. The parents should see how the child is behaving at home, so
mm.
that that behavior is reflected in the classroom also.
Yes.
Only a teacher cannot be a magician.
Mm,
A teacher is not a magician. Okay. She is only a person who will say that this is the cave and you have to enter it, and the other side there is light. She can only say this. But the child has to enter the cave, for which the family matters a lot. So the second expectation indirectly is from the parents, that they should have a good upbringing. Okay. And
mm,
that shows in the class, and that comes as manners. So the second thing I expect is manners. Very important. It makes a man. It maketh a man, isn't it? And the third thing that I expect from the students is punctuality. If there is no punctuality, there is no work done.
mm,
For everything, there is punctuality. Coming to school, going back home. See, when we go back home, we don't follow punctuality because that's my time. But there also, you have to be punctual. Coming to school till going back home, submissions, assignments, practicals, anything, punctuality is the key factor for the success of a student. So for me, these three qualities are very. I love to see this in my students. And I try to inculcate that also. If I see that something is missing, then I will try to tell them that no, bacha, this is the way you have to go. So I talk a lot in my classes. I interact a lot. I am not a teacher who is going to sit silently or write something on the blackboard and sit conveniently on the chair and ask them to complete so
mm,
that I am happily sitting. No, I am like you're seeing me now, ma'am. I talk a lot. I'm very talkative.
mm,
So I'm a talkative teacher also in the class. I never keep quiet. So whenever I'm on rounds, I'm talking, I'm interacting. So there is no chance for any child to say that I did not understand what you taught, because I have a volley of questions for them. No questioning, no science. So there is a volley of questions going to them. So they know that ma'am is going to throw questions on any one of us. So they
Mm.
are attentive. These are the three qualities I expect. Yeah,
Wonderful, wonderful. So you have so much of experience
that's
teaching,
the thing.
and you're
That's the
also a teacher
that's
trainer.
the
So, what are some of the things that
yeah.
you share with teachers when you're training them?
Yeah. So what we share with our teachers is what we do in the class. Because when you're training the teachers, there you are not training the students. There are experienced teachers sitting in front of you. Some are, by age also they are senior to you. By experience also they are senior to you. And when I'm training them, I have to keep that in my mind that there are gurus sitting in front of me. And a guru cannot teach a guru
Hmm,
that is there. A guru can never teach a guru.
hmm,
But if you are able to, I never tell, please welcome to the training, I am going to teach you. I have never used the word I am going to teach you in a teacher's training. I have always used the word welcome teachers, we are going to interact. So you're going to share your experiences. I'm going to share my experiences. And by evening, we are going to carry a bag full of memories with us. So we are going to go and experiment everything in our classroom. After all, we are the queens of a classroom. So we are going to share our experiences. That makes my training much, much better because when there is sharing, there is lot of interaction. And when there is interaction, there is nothing to fear. And when there is no fear, learning takes place automatically. If you
abs-
fear, there is no learning.
so true.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
for me, my teacher trainings are like interactions. They're very good experiences they share with me. I've worked with Yashoda Pune. There we met many good Bhishma Pitamaha in the field of education who taught us. We
Hmm,
learned from them. They were our trainers. Then we became the MTs. We were called as the MTs, MNT, Master Trainers.
hmm,
But people used to teach us we are MT from here. They used to
hmm.
tease us. MTs have come, MTs. So we were
Hmm,
actually master trainers. And
hmm,
we master trainers, we became TOTs, that is trainer of teachers. And when we experienced all this, we never taught. We only carried the message of Bhishma Pitamaha. Whatever we had learnt, we simply, what is called as cascading. We just cascaded that. And like a waterfall, the knowledge moved. And then they went to the next level, until the Zilla level. This training was successfully conducted. Everyone did their part, ma'am. Excellent trainings these are. I enjoy teacher trainings a lot.
So, ma'am, would you like to share some of the memories that became lessons for you from those teaching sessions, training sessions?
Yeah, there are many memories that I would love to share. And one memory was my overconfidence in one of the trainings. Somewhere, when we start giving training to the teachers, थोड़ा सा ओवर कॉन्फिडेंट में हो गई थी वन ऑफ द ट्रेनिंग में. I wouldn't hesitate to tell this. So
Hmm,
I went on, and that was at Katol. The training was at Katol, and we had very nice teachers over there, excellent teachers. So, because I have a command over so many languages, so uh, I met one teacher who was speaking Telugu. She was from Andhra. So
hmm,
me and that teacher, during the lunch session, we were talking in Telugu. And when we both were having our lunch, inadvertently, that means not purposely, we started talking in Telugu about one sir in the group who was not at all interactive, and he was not participating, and he was trying to make our training dull. So he was trying to make our training a flop like that. So we both were interacting in Telugu, talking about that sir, that sir shouldn't behave like that. He shouldn't be like that. How mean of him. He disturbed me in my session, and I got disturbed. I couldn't answer the question. That and this, blah, 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 blah. We went on for a long time. And then the lunch session got over, and we went back to the training session in the afternoon. That was the evening session. And after the evening session, we have an open forum. Any teacher can ask any questions if they have. So we had the open forum, and in that open forum, that sir, he asked 2, 3 questions, and then the session was over, and then came the part of felicitation. So they were giving us bouquet and all that, and saying a goodbye in the evening. So that sir said, "I am going to speak a few words on this occasion about the training." And he came to the mic and he started speaking in Telugu, man. And me and the teacher, We were like lost because all the time in Telugu, in the lunch session, we were talking about him. And when he spoke in Telugu, हमारे रंग उड़ गए. We became colorless. We simply sat over there scared. But you won't believe that sir was such a nice person. He spoke very good things about us. And after the whole program was over, he came to us and in Telugu, Chellamma, he said. Chellamma means sister, younger sister. He told in Telugu, Chellamma, నాకు కూడా తెలుగు వచ్చు. That means he said, my dear sister, I also know to speak Telugu. And I understood every word of what you were speaking about me. And that
Oh my God.
gave me an unforgettable. I felt so small. On that day, I decided that we can never underestimate people around us, how many languages people will be knowing, how knowledgeable people will be, and overconfidence isn't good. So on that day, I realized that before I speak about anyone or talk about anyone, be it any language, I shouldn't be talking about anyone at all. Why should I? Isn't it? So that was the lesson I learned, that no talking about people. People to honge kai prakar ke, let them be. And we shouldn't be talking. We shouldn't be discussing people. We must be discussing the topic. So that's the thing I learned on that day. Don't discuss people. It's better to discuss the topic. Okay. So
Mhm.
like this, there are so many experiences, ma'am, that has taught me how to move about in with all the stalwarts, because you get a chance to move with so many knowledgeable people. We are
Mhm.
nothing, ma'am. Actually, we are a drop in the ocean. When we move with such teachers, we come to know that they are all oceans of knowledge. And I learned while training, I learned and I learned. And there are so many experiences like this. Time wouldn't be sufficient for us. So every training has taught me a lesson. Every training has taught me a lesson. So I've enjoyed my trainings also very much. I've written the textbooks for 9th and 10th at Mahabaleshwar. There we had different experiences.
Mhm.
Everything is lovely. So time wouldn't be sufficient to share with you so many
Ma'am,
experiences.
please go ahead and share
But
something else that stands out from your memory. Hmm.
yeah, one more experience that we had was way back. I think we were at Mahabaleshwar. We were writing the textbook and all that, and there was one sir. He was from a very remote village, and it was a very. He said that my school is very small, and we said that no school is small as such.
Hmm.
A school is a school.
Hmm.
Uh, there is no small school or no big school. Usually we use this adjectives wrong.
Hmm.
It's a big school, it's a large school, it's a lovely school. There are no adjectives. School is a school. That's it, isn't it? So when sir said that it's a small school, will you visit? We all said why not? So we were a group of teachers. We visited that school, and ma'am, we saw what a pathetic sight it was. There were no benches to sit. It was all broken floors, and the blackboard was all, it was all like, full of cracks. And that sir, in spite of all this, you won't believe, ma'am, in those cracked ground na, he was teaching them the maps. He was teaching them the shapes of the maps. He said that this crack looks like this crack looks like this. You won't believe, ma'am, those students over there, they could identify Australia, they could identify Africa, they could identify so many places just by looking at the cracks on the ground, ma'am. One small crack, and the child would say, this is the Indian Ocean, the shape of it. And one small crack, he would say, this is Kanyakumari. So that sir, he said, मेरा मेरा धरती फटा है, मेरा धरती में कोई बेंच नहीं है, लेकिन मेरा बच्चा पूरा दुनिया पे बैठा है. He said this, man. मेरा बेटा पूरे दुनिया पे बैठा है. I said, आपके बच्चे कैसे दुनिया पे बैठे हैं? He said, मैम, आप देखिए ना, ये पूरा वर्ल्ड मैप मेरे स्कूल में है. And then we looked at the blackboard. The blackboard had a similar situation, full of cracks and all that, and whatever he would write would not be clear. So, he made every crack was changed into a cloud, into a flower, a cloud diagram, a flower, a pie chart. Every crack was changed into some or the other innovative diagram. And inside that, he had the words. And he said that this is what we give in the question paper as information transfer. So I'm teaching them information transfer naturally on a cracked board. He said that, ma'am. And that school was having a very, actually, the condition wasn't good. But we saw the positive approach of that sir. He never ever complained about anything in his school. He enjoyed everything, even the ground, the flagpole, the everything. Then what we decided, our group, we decided that we will contribute some monetarily will help the school, and we approached some people, ma'am, and we got the ground and the blackboard done for them. Within a year, we got everything done for them. We donated benches and all that, and the school is doing very well now. Thankfully, they are doing very well. And that we learned a lesson over there that आपको जिंदगी हमेशा एक बेड ऑफ रोजेस नहीं रहेगा. आप कोई स्कूल के प्रिंसिपल होंगे, उसमें आपको सारे कंफर्ट्स नहीं मिलेंगे, बट दैट प्रिंसिपल ऑफ द स्कूल, even whatever he did not get, even that he had transformed into a heaven, and the children were happy with him, ma'am. So we learned that when we have all the comforts in our school, why are we complaining about little things when that school had nothing but still had no complaints? So
Yes.
whenever I go to any school, I remember that school. And that day I realized that no school is small and no school is big. A school is a school, whether it is beneath a, there are Mumbai schools beneath these, metro bridges. Beneath that, they have
Yes.
the footpath sessions. Even that is called a school, ma'am, because there are children, and children make the school, not the blackboard or the ground or the cement or the Ambuja cement, whatever you're using, or using the AC or using your laptop. All that is not school. Children are school over there. And they had all torn clothes, torn shirts, torn pants. Everyone were happy with everything. They
Mm.
were very happy with the bags that they were carrying, happiness on their face because the principal was happy. He saw to it
Yes.
that his children were happy. So
Mm.
I really appreciate. And there are such little experiences I learned in my life that nowadays anyone will call me anywhere. I don't hesitate to go if I am able to give them something. I don't charge also. I go and do my duty and come back, because that day I learned that there are certain schools who need so many things, but still they are happy. And when I have everything, my Lord, why do I complain? Why do I complain? My mom always used to tell me, in your life, when you have to study, you look at the students who are brighter than you. And in your life, when you have to compare yourself with money, you look at the students who don't have that. Then you will go up in your life. Always compare that way. Don't do the opposite, my mom used to say. So this is the lesson I learned everywhere and wherever. Many more experiences, ma'am. 30 years में हमने बहुत कुछ, मतलब we have met people, we have seen good schools, and I shouldn't be using this good and bad, but we have seen schools that have got all the comforts. They are doing very well, and the schools who don't have them also are doing well. A school is a school. We saw that happiness is there. There is happiness when the principal and the teachers are happy. It reflects on the face of the student. It is what you give that comes back to you. And that principal of that school taught us that lesson, that you have to be happy in all the circumstances. मेरे जमीन पे मेरी दुनिया है. आप आराम से देखिए, मेरे बच्चे दुनिया पे बैठे हैं. When he said this, man, we had goosebumps in our. We
Yes.
really felt that he is speaking that. और एक दिन यही मेरे बच्चे दुनिया घूमेंगे, क्योंकि इन्होंने दुनिया सीख लिया. इस दुनिया में इन्होंने दुनिया सीख लिया. जिस दिन दुनिया घूमेंगे, उस दिन इस सर को याद करेंगे कि सर ने हमें जमीन पे दुनिया सिखाया था और आज हम उड़ रहे हैं. These are the sentences he said. These were the sentences he used. Very nice. We enjoyed that experience and unforgettable. So many things now to tell. So many good things are there. Yet so many things to learn. That is why I said I'm still learning. Every time I go anywhere, I'm learning. I do commit mistakes and I'm trying to come out of it by looking at people, learning and learning. And that makes my life so beautiful as a teacher. And I'm enjoying my journey as a teacher.
Yes.
Once a teacher, always a teacher. Yes.
So true, ma'am.
So that's the
And
thing.
making an
Yeah.
impact, you may not even sometimes realize what an impact you're making on the students' lives.
Small experience. I
Yes, please.
recently flew by Indigo. I recently flew by Indigo plane. I was going to Bangalore. I was all alone. So when I was in the airport, one person, very hefty person, he came and he just fell on my feet. I got scared. Why this person is falling on my feet with all the uniform? And I don't know much, but he was looking like a pilot only. I couldn't get who he was, but he was looking like a pilot. Then I said, अरे बेटा क्या हुआ, खड़े हो जाओ. मैम आपने पहचाना नहीं मेरे को. He said, I am Dhairyashil Dhawad and you had taught me in that batch. And today your flight I am flying. So you are going to fly with me. You won't believe he took me and he took me to the cockpit. He showed me everything. And ma'am, he made the air hostess announce that we have a special guest flying today with us on Indigo, and it is my class teacher Pushpa Anand.
Oh,
And
this
the
is
passengers clapped for me, ma'am. What else do I want? What else do I want? And along with that, what happened? That air hostess, she got a costly Amul milk. It was quite costly. When you're on air, things become costly. When you
mm.
are grounded, things are very cheap. When you're on
Yes.
air, they become costly.
Mm,
Okay, so I ordered for that. It was very tasty. So
mm,
when I finished drinking, then she said, "I'll come back to you for the bill."
mm,
Then it was time for me to even finish off with my journey. I called her and said, "Beta, आपने अभी तक आपका bill नहीं लिया." She said, "Dhairyashil Dhawad has paid it for you, man." And when I asked, why did he do that? Why did he do that? Then Dhairyashil Dhawad had sent a message, a small slip in the hands of that air hostess, and that slip said, "Ma'am, you had bought me a sweater when my father died in an accident. That winter, I did not have a sweater, and I was shivering in the morning Saturday night. Immediately from the stores of the school, you had presented me a sweater. A, a small bottle of Amul milk costs nothing in front of your loving sweater, which I have preserved till now." That letter he sent through the air hostess, ma'am. I felt so happy, ma'am. That journey was unforgettable for me. And like a royal queen, I was sent out of the airport like a royal queen. He dropped me to my house in his own car and he said goodbye. He again touched my feet and went back. Ma'am, what else do you want as a teacher? आपको और क्या चाहिए to feel like a celebrity? Are celebrities only the actors and actress? Even a teacher is a celebrity. You
yes,
can be a celebrity if you have
absolutely.
done your work. I felt like a celebrity that day.
Pushpa ma'am, with your experiences as a teacher, such enriching experiences, do you have a message for the society?
Yeah, for the society, I have a message, and the message is when we ask the question, what is your ambition in life? I want many of them to tell, I want to be a teacher. Like I say today, I am always proud to be a teacher. I am always proud to be a teacher. Why only some professions? Why not a teacher? Let the society have more and more teachers. So I want many people to tell, my ambition is to be a teacher. Thank you so much. This
Yes.
is the experience of being a teacher. I
Yeah.
enjoyed my session with you, Pragya ma'am. Thanks a lot for this wonderful opportunity. All the best to your organization. I wish you all the best in all your future endeavors. And if you want any small help like a squirrel in the Ramayana, I am ready to help you
Thank you
anytime
so
you
much,
can
ma'am.
remember me. Thanks for this session.
Arunima Ankuran,
Wonderful.
so grateful to you for your time and for being with us on this special occasion of Basant Panchami.
Such a
Uh,
lovely name, Arunima Ankuran. Is two A's put together. Wow, very nice. Yeah. My blessings to all of you over there and wishes, good wishes. Lovely
and
session. Thanks a lot.
keep making the world a beautiful place,
Hope
ma'am.
you enjoyed my session. Hope I wasn't.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. We are all making it. Yeah,
Yes.
we all can make it. We all can make it. हम सब बना सकते हैं. बस remember that the push. You just need the push. Remember the eagle and the push. We are going to fly. What
Yes.
we need is that the push, and we can give it to each other, isn't it? Thank
Yes.
you, ma'am. Have a
Ma'am, do
wonderful
you
day.
have
Thanks
any
for the
message?
session.
Do you have
Wonderful.
any message for the parents before we conclude?
Yeah, for the parents, the mess. Yeah, yeah. For the parents, the message is watch. Keep
Hmm,
a watch on your students, on your children. Keep a watch on them. It's
hmm,
better.
hmm,
When you keep a watch on them, what happens is they know somebody is watching you.
hmm.
It's vice versa. The parents should realize that the children are watching them, they should move. And the children should remember that the parents are watching them and they should move. When we keep a watch on each other, life becomes beautiful. So I will always say the parents, please take out time, some time for your children, talk to them, interact with them, ask them, please listen to them. We don't listen, we keep dictating. I request, there is a poem, please listen. In that, the adolescent child requests the parents, please don't keep dictating. Sometimes try to listen to me. So I would request the parents to take out some time, listen to them. Adolescent children need your love. They need your attention. They need your time. They don't need your money, or they don't need your what duties you're doing towards them. मैंने तुम्हारा ट्यूशन का फीस भर दिया, तुम पढ़ते नहीं हो, मैं इतना कमाता हूँ, किसके लिए कमाता हूँ, तुम्हारे लिए कमाता हूँ, ट्यूशन लगा दिया मैंने, फिर भी तुम नहीं पढ़ते हो. दिस इज नॉट व्हाट इज द चाइल्ड इज एक्सपेक्टिंग. द चाइल्ड इज एक्सपेक्टिंग आप थोड़ा सा समय ही दे दो, पैसे तो आते रहेंगे, थोड़ा सा समय. So I request the parents every day to just sit for that little time, interact with your loving sons and daughters and children, talk to them, give time to them. Probably they are going to be gems in future, because when parents interact, that is seen in the classroom, and the teacher enjoys that. The teacher has just to add that tadka, because the child is already ready to face life because of the parents. So both of us together, the parents and the teachers, we are only going to mold the wet cement. So the wet cement has to be molded into very good shapes. So that depends on us. So I request the parents, आप please समय दीजिए बच्चों के लिए. समय नहीं है ये शब्द ना यूज करें. दोनों आप समय दीजिए, समय निकालिए. नहीं रहेगा तो समय निकालिए, बातें कीजिए, प्यार से बातें कीजिए. आप देखिए क्या जादू हो जाता है. जादू जब होता है जब पेरेंट्स बच्चों के साथ बात करते. टीचर कितना भी करे, जब माँ बात करती है, पिताजी बात करते हैं, तो एक अलग बहुत सुंदर सा एक बच्चा क्रिएट होता है, और वो बच्चा क्लास में दिखता है हमको, और हमें वैसे बच्चे दीजिए. दिस इज माय रिक्वेस्ट टू द पेरेंट्स. Please give time.
Thank you. Thank you,
Yeah.
ma'am, for being on Ek
Thank
Samvaad,
you, ma'am.
and
Thanks
happy
a lot.
Basant Panchami.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.